Hello everybody and welcome back to Witcombe Park Farm. So unfortunately, I have got some very sad news for you. In the interim between episodes, we have lost one of our brown Swiss cows to something called CVM, which is a genetic disease I think it's in the spine or something. But anyways, so it's a very sad day. So we have just had to crash into a wall. We have just had to sort that out, which is very upsetting to lose one of our cows, which has now made me think that although that couldn't have been helped, but our genetics would have said otherwise. That's as far as I would have seen. But anyways, because that's happened, we are going to make sure that all our cows are all alright and they have everything they need. So once I've tidied up from the greenhouse, we'll go and clean out all the manure. That wall. Only problem is it's a dried stone wall and they are beautiful things, so it's not coming out. I just need to be more observant. But yeah, so after we've moved all this, we're going to go get the bucket on. We're going to sort the manure out, and there is a bit of slurry, I think, but we have no way of getting said slurry out onto any fields. And there is also, we need to think about, on the red tape mod, there is only a certain time frame that you can put slurry out, so we just need to be careful of that. But anyways, let's get this sorted. Job-wise, we are pretty much jobbed up. The only thing we need to just keep bearing in mind is earning some money. I do also want to reseed the grass field, but that will be done when we get one more cut off it, because I believe, yes, so next month, sorry, is the last month for it to be able to plant. So if we go to growth, and it is ready to harvest, so we can actually, if we turn this off, we can go make some hay out of it now, hopefully, and then if we get the hay in, we can then look to get it all in the next episode, get it all disc harrowed up, and then get it reseeded so that over winter it should be okay. And then come the first, when does it start growing again? Let's have a look. Yeah, so come March, it should start growing again and be right for us. So let's hop into here. We'll just have to find somewhere to go, well, I say somewhere to go drop the front weight off. We'll just go drop it off over here, and we can then go and get our mowers on. I haven't lowered the front weight. So into there, onto the front, lower that down, and then we can take it off. And then yeah, I will go and grab both the front and rear mower. So if I remember rightly, it was this sort of time of year when we messed up terribly with trying to do our first hay harvest. So, well, first time cutting and tedding hay. So we just need to try and make sure that we get this something like, so if we unfold both tools, let's just go into third person like that. We can then fire them both up and drop the front one down, and then second. We'll just have to see how this goes. And I forget, I think we may have a tedder. We just don't have a link drill, maybe. interested to know what moisture this is coming off now. But once we get this last little bit here, well, the 4 little clumps, wasn't it? So we've got that one. Let's lift everything up and we can fold them all as well. So moisture, we are 14.3. Expected range is 12 to 28. So we've actually, so far, I would say we've got away with that. The fact that we are so low. And then if we go Shift M, or does it say? It should say hey, surely. Does it not? No. Well, anyways, if we now get the tedder on, that will remove, I think, 5%. So we may just have to TED it once and then go do a contract maybe, come back and TED it again. What have I just crashed into? I'm sure I said for that to fold up. Right, get you folded up and let's go put these away. And I'm going to have to remember, where did I put the tedder? Is it in that shed on the right there, where all your starting equipment, your starting tedder and all that sort of thing appears? I'm going to put these in here purely just because it's a bit of a bigger door. I would love to get some crops actually into these sheds and do it properly at some point, but that will be no. Okay, so this one you don't lower down to take it off. So that's PTO off, pipes off. Let's drop that, and then we can nigh on spin round in this shed really, like so. To go put the front mower in its place. It really does need a wash off as well, as does this tractor. But it's the one downside with us having that front mounted PTO pressure washer, is obviously you've got to keep putting it on all the time, which it's one of them. It's cheaper than the £5,000 ones, but the £5,000 ones you can just nip out and put on anytime. So whilst we are putting this on, let's just have a look at contracts. We've done a lot of spraying, so I don't really want to do any spraying. Hoeing, harvesting, fertilising, cultivating. Well, that's a brilliant one to do, so we will accept that contract. That makes a lot of sense. And is there anything else? Because a little contract like that just ties us over free for a month so that we know that we're not losing a lot of money. That would be handy doing that one, wouldn't it? Weeding. Yeah, wood transports. They are the most lucrative, but I don't want to just get stuck doing that all the time. That may be a bit of fun. It's worth nothing, but we get to go on. I'm going to do that. Borrow the items. The contract's going to be worth nothing, but it's a bit of fun. We get to drive the Mercedes. We also come on. There we go. Let's put pipes in. Yeah, we get to drive a new bit of machinery. We get to do a bit of ploughing, which is not something that we do a lot of. I know Alma, we did loads of it. Well, I wouldn't say we. I would say the AI, the workers, did a lot of it. But yes, it's quite nice to do. And I don't know whether to put ploughing back into this, to re-enable it, because it's just something a bit different, makes you play the game that little bit differently. But I'm very much open to people's thoughts and ideas on that one. A lot of that's already turned to hay. It's sort of like a dappled effect at the minute, because if we hop out, we've got hay here, moisture 5%, but then we've got over here grass at 9.6. I think it's with all that turning on the headlands where I just kept the tether down, it has done a very, very good job for us. So if we fold this up and just leave it at the side of the field, you never know, we may come back. It could all be hay. And I'm also half thinking that if we have missed the odd little bit, when we go to windrow it, it may mix it up just enough for us to make sure that it will class as hay, although it's grass. But anyway, that's 9.8%. Let's go down to the dealership because I'm very, very excited to go get this plough and do a bit of ploughing, which is not often the case that I am. I wonder what horsepower this is. It should tell us if we go up to 180 horsepower. That's a fair amount. Look at the cab. These are just awesome bits of kit. And I've got my map down on the bottom right corner. Let's go put the plough on first. Plenty of visibility out the back, which is always good. So let's put that about there. Is it gonna reach? Loads of room. So we don't, nothing for a PTO. Till we get back in, we'll just lift the plough. We'll have to put it into transportation mode. Because I know the odd time that I have driven a plough down the road, yeah, it makes you think, because it's so different to when you're driving a tractor. When you're driving with a trailer on the back, you're always thinking about it cutting the corner. Whilst with a plough, it flicks out the other way. It's such a weird sort of feeling, and I don't do enough ploughing to be any good at it. But anyways, let's go have a look at this little field, because it's just at the bottom of our road end. These cars have been doing some very weird things on the drive here. Like, one of the box trucks vans overtook a car and then decided it was going to go onto the opposite side of the road and then let the car undertake it, which was very, very strange. Yeah, so as you can see, this field is not a big field whatsoever. I have contemplated, with buying it, but I think even for us, that could just be a little bit too small. But, right, let's get this into here, and I imagine, which way would be the best way to plough? Would it be best just to start at the bottom and work our way up, maybe? And then it's always interesting, or you should always know which way it was ploughed previously, because you always want to throw your ploughing, a different way each time. So right, let's go to here. Steering assist. Do we need all that? Hardly doing any up down rows there at all, are we? Right, I am looking forward to doing this. The only thing that I could possibly think is we may have needed some better tyres, and I've lowered the front weight, not the plough. Let's go to there, lower the plough down. I've done it again. You want a lesson in how not to plough? that is it. My original intention was to go left to right as we see it now, up the whole field, then go and do the headlands. But then when I realised which way sort of the GPS was taking us, it just all went out the window and then just went peaked on. So yeah, doesn't look the greatest at all, but it is a contract done. We've earned a couple £100 from doing it. Yeah, it's better than doing nothing, isn't it? Anyways, let's get this folded up. I don't think we'll get through the gate at that. So probably want to go out into the right, and then we can just do a bit of a 3-point turn and then come back again. Which leads me on to something else. I am looking at upgrading my steering wheel and pedals, because I think I've got a Thrustmaster, I think it's the T128 steering wheel and pedals. And I'm wanting to go to, is it the 248, the next one up, where it gives you a clutch as well. But anyways, my thinking with that is I may look at auctioning off this steering wheel and pedals, and just, you know, to whoever's members, just put it in a raffle. If you're a member, you instantly get in it, and yeah, if it's you, you can have my steering wheels and pedals. I'll post it off for free, you know, all that sort of thing. Which it means I've also got some Fantex fans, which are just spare, not doing anything, and I think I've got a Fantex AIO, which, if there is enough interest, I will do the exact same. You know, I just think it's something quite nice to give back to members. But again, it'll be interesting to know what everyone's thoughts are. Right, let's go. Get this back to the dealership. I don't believe with the leasing mod that we need to clean this. But nevertheless, it's always a good thing to go and do. So we'll take this back and we'll just leave it up at the top here. And then we can go and see what's happening with our grass field. Because it's on ×1, I don't think it would have done too much. But we could obviously go have a look, and fingers crossed, it may almost be ready. Well, let's just unfold that, and then put that down. Yeah, I've enjoyed doing that. But next thing I just want to remember is, if I do it again, let's go for a bigger field. Purely because it will take all that turning out of the job. So what have we got? We've made £11. Okay, that was a complete waste of time. Leasing costs £959. Oh dear. Well, we're £11 better off. Yes, it's better than nothing, isn't it? It hasn't taken us too long, really. What I do want to do is, I never use steering assist on here. And I know partly, did that do steering assist? Yeah, it did, yeah. I know it's partly because I'm taking a lot more of the headland off when I cut here, well, when I cut. That you can see there just actually how much extra I'm doing. So I'll do one lap around the headland, and then I'll have to do the headland that steering assist wants me to do, and then yeah, the whole field should hopefully be hay. Well, surely this all must be hay. And by the looks of going up here, I would say so. So that will be something that we'll get on and do in the next episode. We'll get it all windrowed up, baled, get the bales taken off, and we may even be able to go over it with the cultivator, because I believe if you look at in here, you can see that our neighbour's field here that's all been damaged and so on. But our field, since I went over with a cultivator, or the disc harrow, there is nothing. And likewise, there's nothing up here. So I'm hoping that the same will apply if I do it in here as well. But yeah, that's just fingers crossed. But right, let's go put the tedder away. And I think I am going to just go and put the cultivator on and get that field, that contract done, and get it cultivated, just so we can forget about it. Oopsie. I've seen there is a mod out that will equate damage for crashing into things like that. I haven't read too much about it, but it just says you crash into things, it's going to cause damage and not do you any favours in the slightest. But I do want to get, because as many of you will already know, well, especially if you watched the previous episode, I was having problems with my sound, so I had to re-record it to the point of where even on the re-recording, the first half of it, I think I hadn't got it quite right. I hadn't got it back to how it was. Anyways, the only real difference was is I went through OBS, had a check with a load of things. I still to this day have no idea what was up. And the only other thing that I could possibly think of was I did put the what was it called now? The real damage mod. Real damage? I think that's something like. I had put that in. So I've taken that out as well, and everything's working fine, which I think it must have just been something to do with OBS, so I do want to put that back in. And likewise, as I previously stated, I did update the game, but yet this barn disappeared here, the barn down at the bottom disappeared, and all sorts. So I've gone back to version 2, I believe. So I have thought about whether to buy this field in the future, because it's not mega money. The only problem that I can see at the minute is look how tight this gateway will be. You know, our combine would probably manage it, but if we were to upgrade our combine at any time, I can't see it being able to get into there. But once we have a bit of a ride around doing this, it'll be interesting to see whether there is any other gateways, you know, that you could potentially use if we were to buy it. Because I know our combine, I'd love to at some point be able to get a bigger and better one. There is actually one in the sale, but it's only like 10% off, so it's still 200 odd thousand. There is a potential that to the left of that tree there, or if we took the tree out maybe, we could then move the gate over. This is where there'll be a barbed wire fence in here now as well. No, we can get straight through. So I reckon that box elder, if you were to take that down, you could possibly put a double gate in, and then it would get you just enough room to be able to get inside the field. And what's this post for? Just a random post in the field. But anyways, we will go and collect on this contract, which this was actually worth doing, unlike the other one. That pays because we still do have, is it this one? Yeah, we've got 2 hire purchase agreements going out, which is monthly is costing us just over £1,000. So doing that 3,000 is brilliant. We could, to be fair, we could pay them both off, but I don't really see the point in doing that as of yet. But anyways, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye for now.